I'm just trying to reach for greatness, man. It's a long road. I'm not saying I'm great now, but I'm saying I could be one day if I keep sticking to this grind. You know what I'm talking about? It's easier to think you famous. It's harder to work for greatness. These kids nowadays give prevalence to the latest.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the J-Team Brand Podcast.
Hey,
we
guys.
here live from Sneakez shop here in the East Village, 23 Avenue B, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm going to introduce my guy, the owner. I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Say a little bit about yourself, you know, where you come from, the whole nine.
All right, well, my name's
Get into
Kyle.
your backstory as well.
Gotta speak into the mic.
Yeah, you got to talk into the
my
mic,
bad.
man. Make sure that everybody hear you.
All right, well, my name's Kyle. I'm from the Lower East Side. I'm born and raised on 2nd Street, between A and B, and we here.
Nice.
So I want to know.
No, so like, I mean, I wanted to get a little bit about, I mean, obviously your shop. So like, how did you get into the, you know, owning your shop? You know, what made you want to go into, you know, I guess the sneaker business / clothing business? You know, obviously you got a dope shop over here, successful
Thank
in
you.
the East Village. You know, and obviously being an East Village kid, Lower East Side. Matter of fact, let me put this out there. It was the Lower East Side, guys. Like, let's put that out there. It wasn't the East Village, Lower East Side separation.
Alphabet City is acceptable if you're on
Alphabet
this side.
City is acceptable, but like the
Wait,
whole
when did
East
that
Village
change?
When
Gentrification
fairer
started?
skinned
No.
individuals like myself started moving in. I've been
Okay.
here for a long
Like
time.
myself.
Though.
Okay.
Nah, that's funny. Nah, the reason why I say that is because, you know, I just kind of want to make the audience aware, like, yo, you know, this wasn't always the East Village, Lower East
No,
Side. But yeah,
I still, you'll rarely, unless I'm like giving directions to someone I know's not from here, you'll never hear me say East Village unless we're on First Avenue.
that's my real estate in me, man. I got pushed into that
That
whole
real
thing.
estate ties into, you know, how we acquired this space and this opportunity.
Absolutely.
So I feel you.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of nicknames for neighborhoods
via
that don't make any sense. Shout out to Sobro,
So, bro, what is that?
South Bronx.
Oh, South Bronx.
Yeah.
Oh, they trying to do that now.
Bronx.
They trying to do the same thing.
they
to
did
South
it.
Bronx.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Sobro.
was it No Hop?
So what is it like?
that I
Like
don't know.
That's
new
North
buildings and
Harlem.
shit?
No, it's Soha is what they're. No, South
No.
Harlem. No,
That's
new. I hadn't
Either
heard
way, it's
I
fucked
haven't
up.
heard that.
Excuse my
Yeah,
language.
yeah.
No, it's cool. This is a
Yeah, that's
Oh,
this is
okay.
definitely an
Yeah.
adult rated podcast.
Okay, good,
so
good.
fuck the bullshit.
'Cause- Yeah.
But yeah, just about that. So yeah, anyway, getting back to your roots. Lower East Side kid, you know, obviously business owner. I kind of wanted to, you know, just shine the light on you a little bit because of that. You know, this is a platform for business entrepreneurs and, you know, owners and et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, nah, man, you know, coming from the Lower East Side, this shit wasn't always easy. So I kind of wanted to hear,
Nah,
like, what was your experience coming up in the Lower East Side?
Coming up, I mean, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't easy. You learn how to learn things quickly. how to pick up on things pretty quickly. Just I think that's just being a city kid or inner city kid. You tend to be a little bit sharper, even if you're not as intelligent academically. But I mean, we moved around. We made things work, and we've smartened up as a lot of our colleagues or peers.
Yeah. So
Well,
how
they're
did
not
you-
colleagues now because they didn't smarten up. So
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean. So it's been a ride.
So
You
when
know
did
what I
you seek the opportunity to, like, you know, obviously open up your own retail space and get into the sneaker business?
Well, I've been a fan of the culture, you know,
For sure.
my whole life. There's no denying
city
that.
in us.
We're a part of it. The hip hop,
Absolutely.
the sneakers, it obviously getting fresh, and that's just with your upbringing.
Word.
Of going into high school, and if not before
If
that,
you wasn't fresh, you getting clowned on.
you know what I
bruh.
mean. And
so sad.
Yeah, no, that's
sad,
life,
sad
dude.
but true. But it builds you a
life,
little bit.
yeah, life in
It
the city,
gears
man.
you towards what your life. You know, whether you're gonna care about that type of stuff, or you could be the
Right.
people that
Mhm.
tend to be a little bit more academic minded and just don't really let it phase them. I wasn't one of those people. That shit
It's
bothered
all
me.
about
Like,
clothes and the shoes.
yeah, I had a Rockaware shirt that was navy blue. By the time I was done with that, it was gray-ish, black.
That's how
So
much
you know what I
wore?
mean. That's how much, you know. And we didn't have a lot. So
Word.
when we getting out at the end of high school, getting out of high school, when we found ways to, you know, be able to obtain our own things and purchase our own stuff, we kind of went, well, I say we, but myself, it kind of went ape shit.
Yeah.
Like you just buy everything and you
Become
come
a
with a
consumer.
collection. And you become a collector.
Yeah.
You know, you have one or two things that doesn't really make you a collector.
Right.
Or you got some clean pairs. But if you have, like, I pay for a storage room.
Damn. I thought
Right.
I was
That's how
bad.
much
I got
stuff
two
you had?
closets full.
Yeah,
Two
no,
closets full of
I
sneakers.
have a
Yeah.
storage room
Yeah,
because
I don't know about-
when my daughter was born, it used to be in my house, but it was like
I could
it
imagine
looked
the little ones like
crazy, and it wasn't safe. If she pulls a box out, it would have. I've been attacked
Damn.
by my sneaker boxes. So I mean, it's just in our upbringing that we go.
How do you even?
You
keep
go
track
hard
of
from
that?
not having.
You
You just know what the names and the colors are.
true.
It's all the same size.
Yeah.
Same
my
with my
collection.
heels. I'm not a sneaker person, so I'm all
Or-
about the heels.
I mean, you could get savvy and get a Polaroid and
True.
tape it. I know a lot
That's
of
what I'm
people
about to
that
start doing
I've,
with my
I've
shirts.
seen people
Yep.
do the label. I mean, I've done it, but I put the label of what
Right,
sneaker
so you
and
know
the
what it
color.
is.
So
Yeah.
that way I could just look at the
True.
box and search for it.
But that's where the love started. I think a lot of people's love for this game or culture comes from not having.
Absolutely.
And you don't have, so you want. And when you're able to get it, you know,
Definitely.
that's what you do, and it becomes a greater love. That's like if you couldn't hear music.
More like appreciation.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you couldn't hear music or you know, you're 28,
Yeah,
29.
Shit,
you've
I'm
never
35, but yeah.
You
Nah, man.
I'll take 28,
I love
29.
listen.
Well,
I
I'm
love my
28.
age.
I'm
you know what I mean?
28,
I'll take
so-
that.
21,
So
no.
if you're in our category
Yeah, yeah.
and you've never heard music before, and then I just play something, you know, but you've always wanted to, it creates that like appreciation or a greater
True.
love
Right.
for it.
True, especially from
Um,
the city. You know what I mean, like when you're
Right, it's
when you
more
hear
in
city
depth
music and like you know, like or just artists and shit from the city
because
is
it's stuff you live as well. You know, I started. You know, you always listen to older music, and as you grow and go through things, you start to be like, oh, that's what Jay was telling me not to do.
That's so funny you say that.
You know what I
It's
mean?
so
Or that's
true.
the in Reasonable Doubt in '96. You know what I mean? But in '96, I was 7. And there was no way I
You're not
understood
gonna pay
any of
attention
that.
to that.
Right.
Yeah. I was
Um,
like 13. It's so true. You're not
so-
gonna pay attention to shit like that.
You know, that's just where it comes from. And then
So what do you do in regards? Because I mean, listen, man, the East Village, Lower East Side, you know, we're full of, you know, a lot of, I guess you could say, boutique shops. So what do you do to separate yourself? Because I mean, this is genuinely one of my favorite shops, just because of
Thank
your,
you.
I guess, I mean, you're having a variety of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
it's pretty dope.
what we do, we kind of by default separate ourselves. Just by maybe not having all of the opportunities initially, but that some of the other shops have built. You know, that comes with business and time and things like that. But we also just keep true to our roots.
Right.
You know, we open it up to up and coming brands, New York based brands, a lot of local brands that other shops would turn their nose up at. So we give them an opportunity, or we
collab with them. You collab
right.
with
We're
five
down to
people.
work with you, and we'd
Absolutely.
much rather build up because we're up and coming as a business and as a brand and as just individuals. We're all up and coming.
I
So
definitely want to get into your brand too, because your brand is pretty dope, and I want
Thank
to talk
you.
about the logo too, because like, the logo. I mean, I got the background, the backstory on it. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
pretty dope, and I want you to share that with our audience
Okay.
as well. You know what I
Okay.
mean? 'Cause
So yeah, that's been pretty much, and we try to just do things different. We're not big on hype. Hype kills everything.
gotta believe that.
Like, you know, when something gets too popular, it gets watered down. That's like, you know, you go to a really popular bar that's always packed. A lot of times that whiskey ain't how it came.
Mhm.
It got a
There's
little
less appreciation for it.
right.
It's
So
just less
so we want
appreciation.
things, and we're our following is people that still want to get fly and still want to, you know, do their thing, but be an individual and separate themselves.
And not break the bank.
Right, and then not bring
And not
back.
break
And
the
if
bank,
we
yeah.
do, you know, we do intend to make, you know, higher grade and you know, higher end stuff. But if we do that, we want you to be able to feel why.
Right. So why?
You know, we're not
Yeah.
giving you the regular shirt and saying like, you know, a regular hoodie that anybody, a lot of brands can offer and say, well, we're Sneakez, so this one costs you $150, when the same sweater somewhere else might not, you know, be nowhere near that or be worth it.
Right.
So we feel if we're gonna do that, not only are we gonna earn it, or, you know, by showing you what we do, but it's gonna be tangible. You're gonna be like, oh, okay, well this one costs $60 because of this, and that shit's nice, and I want people
Like
to
that.
hug me in it.
Word. No,
You know what I
that's
mean?
real,
Like,
Well, so let's backtrack a little bit. How did this come about? How did this store come about? Was it something you just woke up and you decided I'm going to create a store, or
kind of
was it like a work in progress? Took you
it's a little bit of both. I had the opportunity because I was also a broker.
Okay.
So I was the
which company?
Yeah, actually,
I was with Skyline Group. They're based out of Brooklyn.
Okay.
It's a smaller company.
Yeah.
I did interview with Douglas Elliman and Bond and the bigger companies. I'm not a fan of certain things, but we'll leave that for later. But the way I had the opportunity of the space.
Okay.
Because I was supposed to rent it out to somebody else.
Oh.
Okay.
And this I've
turned into
I like
opportunity.
where this is
That's
going
what's up.
already.
I've never wanted to work for anybody. I've never had like an actual job where that's my boss. Real estate is you work for somebody or under someone.
Brokerage,
It's more under, but it's more like a team. Like
right.
you don't get paid if I don't get paid, and vice versa.
Right.
Agreed.
So that's more of a partnership, and a mentorship. I don't know if that's actually.
Yeah, no.
You work under brokerage, but you're still your own person.
So, but you do your own thing. If I don't want to go to work today, you can say something, but you can't really tell me anything. But I'm also not gonna get paid.
Exactly.
So, I like the hustle about it. That's where we come from. We've always done that and hustled, whatever. Even we're here. So, that leads into it. And then when we had the opportunity, the landlord, we had a good relationship at the time. And he said, "Do you want it?" This, and at that time it was just a concept. Like, hey, I'd like to open my own store, and this is stuff that we would do anyway. Like after work or when I was done with appointments or in between appointments, I'd go pull up to the sneaker store and talk shit and drink like Hennessy, and then go show an apartment in Harlem. Not driving, maybe driving. I'm not promoting that though, but I might have gotten some deals because of Hennessy, so I'll promote that as well.
Okay.
But that's how the space came about, and it was a little premature. But we've made it work for a year and a half.
Wow.
And we've had some issues and different things that we have had to deal with, and then
like
also
any other business, man.
Right.
Well, yeah.
And talk about that a little bit with the struggles. Like, how did you I mean, you don't have to go into details if you don't want to, but
I could tell you everything seems easy until you get there's always the Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. You had the budget for this, and then you forget that it's March and that's a sales tax month.
Wow.
So all right, so the next run that we were about to do, because we aren't one of those companies. We are from the ground up, and we're not one of those companies that just has an ill bank to be like, oh fuck it, we got to pay this, and then we'll just put this out as well. So now we've had to make decisions like, okay, so should we put this color out, or should we pay Con Edison? And
real
keep the lights
and
on.
I mean, I've never in my life had so many bill collectors. I've had a relationship with these fuckers, and it's not something that you want to do, but in the first year of business it happens, and you get that reassurance of that's what happens.
Right.
But you ain't trying to hear that. Like, I don't. Nobody wants to. It's reassurance, but then nobody wants to be in a down. But you're right. You don't have that hunger to do it if you don't know what it feels like to not have it.
Right.
So I think we'll be making some moves, and it should prosper.
So what new do you have coming up now in the second year of business, right?
Yeah, this is our second year in business.
What have you learned from the first year too? Because I mean,
that's
going
important.
into the second year from the first year, I think your first year is like it's true. Your rookie year.
It's a rookie year.
You're fucking up the most.
But we didn't have college ball to coach us for it. You know what I mean? We kind of just jumped right into the league. So I'm sorry, I lost track.
No, it's cool.
I had to get with them like college ball. What are we talking about?
No.
What did I learn from the first year?
Yeah.
You learn that being on top of things is very, very important. Paperwork wise, even if it's a technology age, so you could lock everything in on your computer. But no matter I'm more of I remember it when I write it.
Yeah.
Or I remember that I wrote something down that I was supposed to do, so I'll remember to go back to it. As opposed to the phone, you're on the phone so much that you just don't think.
Yeah, you're not thinking about
to do that. but just being on top of everything and not letting it get sidetracked. Because I mean, starting this, I kind of did do it by myself. So
It's the
you know,
day-to-day shit.
you're trying to run the store, take care of the business and numbers and design things as well. And when you're stressed out, you know, creativity doesn't.
Well,
Wow.
Well, welcome to the Lower East Side, as we said.
Lower East Side.
Right?
Hear that.
But
Anger.
Things just got.
it's only
But yeah,
Tuesday,
you just-
y'all.
you just gotta stay consistent and on top of everything. And also, pride hurts.
Word.
Pride will hurt you, and I had to learn that a lot.
Humility, man. Humility
It's
is a part
I
of
mean,
the
I've
game.
always been very, very humble as an individual, but pride, meaning like I won't humble, meaning like I won't ask for anything.
Right.
There's a
And
humility in that.
you can't build this shit
without asking.
without somebody
Well,
else's
we always
help.
talk about you need
We
a
say this
team,
all the
right?
time.
Right, you need
To
a
do
team.
that,
I took it, you know, I dragged it up the mountain and to the point where, you know, like it's like dead weight,
Yeah,
and you're just.
can't drag it anymore.
You need somebody
yeah.
from
But
the
you
back
got to get
pushing
over. You
that
need
up,
somebody
man.
to lend their hand out
Agreed.
and pull you up over the joint. So I've started to do that, and I think that it's beneficial, and we've come. By me being so stubborn, you get people that just genuinely just want to be here, and those are the people that I appointed to ask for help. People that were just here without me asking for help, like, yo, I got you, I'll do that.
Yeah, no,
Right.
that's what's up.
And
Those
you
are
know,
the type of people you need on your team too.
but also it's difficult to find those individuals because from our upbringing, you don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
At all.
And this
I can
is
see
like
that.
I want to
is-
get into that as well. But
this-
I'm
this
glad you
is
touched on that.
this business is just as much of a baby as my daughter. You know, it grows with her, and it has to be fed and taken care of, and you know, you gotta wipe its ass the same way I have to do hers until it can do it by itself, and then I can fall back and open up other opportunities. But I feel like, you know,
And you have to have the team in place for it. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like-
yeah, and you also learn shit about yourself. Like I don't have a friendly face.
Yo,
I learned that about myself.
All the things I think
Um,
about is funny.
like you learn that from wondering, you know, why somebody walked in and walked out, you didn't greet them right, or I'm thinking about something, so I don't greet you the same way because I got the business aspect on my mind,
Right.
where that's why most owners or business aren't at their location
Mm-hmm.
Right.
because it wouldn't thrive because it's like, hey, how you doing? What's up?
And then you have to
You
get
know,
to where you have to
hurry
get
up
to.
and buy some shit, or if you ask me a
Right.
stupid
Yeah.
question, I'm like, what? Yes, it's fucking white. What are you asking me questions for? Like that, you can see.
And
You
it's
know what I mean?
it's the you know what's crazy? Speaking about that, it's literally the business mindset switching
Some
from
some
the street
customers
mindset.
are
Because
biscuits.
Growing up, yeah,
Some the customer's always right, but some of them are stupid as fuck.
But you know, growing up in the Lower East Side, like you said, you know, you're not taught to go up to somebody and ask them
No,
questions about
stranger
anything.
danger.
Yeah,
Stranger
literally.
You know what I mean?
Your
Like,
circle was literally your circle, and those are the people that you learn from until you realize that's a fucked up way of thinking.
well, yeah, and
especially in
even
business.
some of them you wouldn't speak to in certain
comes to
aspects,
business,
and well, yeah, in business, like
Yeah.
this is my livelihood. This is, this is
It's like your
you know,
second
it's,
baby.
it's hard, right? It's hard to trust somebody with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Or if they fuck my shit up, I'm the only one that there's no boss to answer to.
Right.
To be like,
You are
oh
the
well,
It's on you.
gotta
I'm
point
just
the
gonna get
motherfucking
yelled
finger.
at. It's like, no, nobody's gonna yell at me, but you fucked up. Like
Right.
something's fucked up. So it's hard to have that trust in individuals but I've never been offered so much like just love. Like people reach out with love and like, yo, we want to see this do this. We
Yeah.
want to see it grow. We want to
Absolutely.
see it. You know, there's not so many people that have done that, and I don't see it from that side because I feel like that's how you get big headed. But sometimes you do need to be like, yeah, well,
Yeah.
you want to
I
work
mean,
with
shit,
you.
this
You
is
need
why-
to work with me.
Yeah, this
And-
is why
and-
we even reached out. Like, you know, I
Yeah.
told you a little bit about, you know, the
Right.
shop and, you know, obviously being agents over here, we got, you know, we have relationships with other owners and whatnot, but it was just knowing that you were from the Lower East Side, you know, we have a bunch of friends that are, you know, growing up in the area, but we
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
bunch of mutual friends in essence. I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is something that I want to shed light on because, again, this is a platform for our entrepreneurs and their business owners.
Right, and
whatnot, so.
we also are a platform and will continue to be a platform for up and coming individuals.
yeah.
Like I said before, whether it's artists, musicians, designers, we want you to be able to come through and figure out how it fits with what we're doing, and
And so
grow
you're
with
part
us.
of
Like,
it.
yeah, if it does, even if we give you an opportunity and you blow up somewhere else, that's cool. I'm not asking for nothing.
Right.
We just want to
And you were
be shown
at
that
the end of the
respect
day,
and
you were
love,
part
like-
of it though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, people
like-
don't realize how
Part
cool
of the
that
culture.
shit
yo,
is. right?
if we do an event here and we do some some showcase, we have had performances as small as the space is. We make it work. And you blow up.
You were
Based
here.
on that, and we gave you one of those first opportunities, or we set up a
Word.
show outside of the shop, and I don't want to just when the show comes and you're in my city, I don't want the security to tap me down. That's all I care
Right,
about. Like
show me
I just
love.
want to walk in with my weed and my stuff, and
Nah, I hear that,
Nah,
man. I
agreed
hear
on
that.
that.
that's all I care about. I'm not looking for we'll make our finances our own way, and it's not about the money for us. I feel like that's where the hype comes from. It's just money. We trying to get paid too.
Yeah.
But
One thing I noticed on your Instagram is that you're a big part of like the music industry. Or,
Yeah.
like, you're in there. Like you're literally in there.
with the homies
Johnny,
Johnny Vulgar is
Yeah.
my brother, and they doing their thing with the Vulgar music, and
What type of
Talking to
music
the
is
mic.
it's
that?
hip hop. It's hip hop. They're hip hop
He's nice.
artist. He's a rapper.
He's nice.
Real
Very
real
nice.
rap in my opinion.
Very
Real
nice.
lyrical.
Word.
They're lyrical
Nice.
and give you more of that older feel,
Word up.
or original
feel.
feel. Right.
Yeah,
He
real
is
fun
Wait,
feel.
he is
where are you-
Boricua.
what's your nationality?
I'm Puerto Rican and Italian.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's another thing. I am mixed, but the shop is, ethnically owned. It is Puerto Rican owned, which is also rare, and it's a big part of this neighborhood.
Yeah, definitely.
So that we get love from that as well, and we try to show as much love from it as well. Right.
Word.
Right. That's the right word. Where was I going?
Johnny.
Oh, Johnny. Yeah.
Man, Johnny.
Yeah. He never shuts up, but it's a good thing that he's a rapper because he's awesome at it and it works out.
Yeah,
And then we also we're getting into doing some merch for not only Johnny but another group called Brass Tracks, which
Okay.
is they're into the hip hop thing, but they're also very soulful and jazzy.
Dope.
It's a brass group where they work with different artists to bring in the vocals. They're also producers, and another artist that they work with named Sinatra, who's from Harlem, and they just good, good. Not only is it ill music, it's like good music.
Where would one be able to?
You
listen
could
to
probably. I mean, they're all over. All of the artists I just mentioned are on SoundCloud,
Okay.
Tidal,
Dope.
Apple Music, Spotify, etc. So yeah, Brass Tracks, Sinatra, and Johnny Vulgar. Those are our guys.
Look those up.
As well as the OGs. You know what I mean? Like Razcast is one of the homies. He's a good dude, and there's a couple of other people I might be leaving out, but it's not about y'all.
Word. And then, so like as far as like the whole music industry stuff, where like, cause obviously style and music go hand in hand, right?
It's
so is
brother
it easy
and
for you
sister.
to kind of like are you in it because of Johnny or because of like this fucks with your style and whatnot? Because
It's a little bit of both.
all right,
It's a little bit of both. It's I'm such a avid fan of it that it just comes out like that.
natural,
It's
right?
something that like I said, this is something that we would do after work anyway. So if I worked at fucking Dwayne Reed after work, I would be going to shows. I would be, speaking with
so
the
you pretty
homies
much
that do
just
their
living
thing.
your life.
So we just trying to turn what we love into our finances, and then we're not working anymore. You're just
Right.
kind of just living, and
That's what it's about.
that's what life is supposed to be about. You're supposed to just live. Like jobs and money and this and that is all created by us. So
Mhm.
we just supposed to live. So if you could figure out how to live in the middle of all that, then you're good to go.
You
I
know,
don't need to be
people's
rich. I just need to be
perspectives
comfortable
Agreed.
and maybe some shiny things.
It's but it's the perspective behind it. I mean, we all like shiny shit, but people
But-
think that you got to be a billionaire to be happy, and that shit is just
Nah,
not
cause
true,
you
know?
got 50 million, you got a billion. You guys are doing the same shit.
same shit.
You just don't own
literally
it.
the
You
same
just
shit.
you just aren't you don't own as many businesses as one as the other, or maybe you do, and your money's tied up, and that's why you don't have a billion network, liquid or
Might
whatever
have
the
more
case may be.
problems too at $1 billion, but
Well, I mean, yeah,
It's more expensive.
your taxes
more money,
suck.
more problems.
you know,
Your
like I kind
expenses.
of don't want to. I mean, I pay my taxes, but I don't want to give Uncle Sam $250,000 $500,000.
Right.
Yeah, what are they? They are like a 60% tax bracket.
If you make that much, yeah. I mean,
oh man, we don't even want to talk.
so
about
in the future, any endeavors, cash, please.
cash only, cash only.
Cash is king.
I mean, dispensaries. That's where the cash is at.
Yeah, but then you need firearm licenses and things like that.
Man, now it's just getting
All
too
right, off
crazy.
topic. No, let me stop.
But yeah, no, we get into it. I forgot what the initial question was because we had
No,
a
it
good
was
time
just
here.
we were talking about the whole
Good
music.
time.
Just getting the style and being in style and in music.
It's hand in hand.
hand.
It's married. It's married to each other.
It really is.
The artists want to be fly, and the designers want the artist to wear it,
Wear that shit.
and it goes hand in hand with it. So,
Right.
and the fact that we're fans of it,
Just makes it that much easier.
makes it that much cooler and easier.
Right.
I get
So you
asked
have
a
any-
lot if I do music, and how much our studio session is.
Oh shit.
I don't know.
He's like, nah, I
I'm
don't
just
got that.
I'm just observing, just like everybody else.
So any upcoming projects for like Sneakez, maybe collabs coming up? Because you were telling me a little bit about some of the fire shit y'all got coming on.
We that was
I'm
that
already
w-
putting outfits together. Just putting that out there.
that was the goal for this year. Not only to further push our brand out, and grow and then allow that to grow, with things that have worked last year. For example, like the NY was received well, so continue to push that out in different variations. But also just to work with people, and that's a big part of where the game is at in the streetwear industry, and everybody's working with everybody. Everybody's collabing with everybody, and the big companies are collaborating with big companies. Companies out of nowhere, kind of taking the.
So it's no longer that nose up feel anymore.
No, I don't. I think
I know we get
that's
that a lot.
that's not beneficial
At all.
to your business now. If you turn your nose up, now it has to make sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Business endeavors have to make
when
sense.
I say
But
nose up, I mean with the bigger brands. So like you collabing with like a Pony or the Ewing.
yeah, I
stuff
would.
like that.
I mean, also for us specifically, we're in this to not work for anybody. So a lot of and this isn't a negative or shooting down the big companies, but they kind of want you to work for them. And I didn't do this to work for somebody. We want some big companies that are gonna work with us, and I know it doesn't go like that. You gotta pay dues. That just happens. Same way how you gotta put out mixtapes and hand them out before somebody signs
Still
a
in your
deal.
rookie year.
But we do have some collaborations that we thought, we wanted to have tangible collaborations.
Shit that makes
We
sense.
don't have dates and things solidified just yet, but we have locked it in to have these talks with a brand like Crosby Clockworks, who's made our sample clock, and we're gonna be making clocks out of the Sneak character. It's up top there.
By the way, everybody take a look at these.
Well, we gotta
the sneaker
get we gotta
collection
get a
over here.
shot of that. We're gonna get that on the camera. But
Crazy.
fire.
And then he's also from this neighborhood.
Oh,
He's
okay.
a business owner and a brand owner from this neighborhood, and it ties into what we do because of the type of clocks that he designs. He designs, a lot of them are based on pop culture figures, hip hop artists, musicians, actors, et cetera, et cetera. And so that ties into us being a part of the music culture and
Just culture in
and
general.
the
Just
streetwear culture, and the fact that we're two business owners that are around the same age and have come up in this neighborhood and have doing well, or doing he seems to be doing very well, is only right to get together.
That's what's up.
Another one that ties that in, which kind of ties it in as a thread, would be Mikey, from Mikey Likes It,
Okay.
the ice cream shop
Yeah.
on 13th and A. He's from the neighborhood as well.
Damn, man, you putting me on because I didn't even know these guys.
Yeah, yeah,
I know of them.
They're from the
but
neighborhood as well,
what's up.
and he's been doing this thing for a while. Mike, he's worked with Ewing. He's worked with he's got his second shoe coming out, which I kind of saw today. It's ill.
You know what's crazy is that you get the inside like scoops. You get the,
Not always. I get it
scoops
by
and shit,
accident.
too. Like, that's the
I get it
dope.
by accident. I still get excited and shit, like when I'm
yeah.
at the
I
studio,
get
just to
excited
see
hearing
people
you
make
talk about
music,
it.
or like, can I take those now? Nah. Oh, all right. Well, you can have the. Okay, cool. I'll take that too.
Hey, I'll take whatever.
Yeah, yeah. That might be how I ended up with these on today.
Word.
I kind of
Yo,
threw that out there.
I'm just saying.
And they were like, yo, you want these?
First thing I noticed when I came in, I'm like, oh, new Ewins.
But yeah, they show love, Ewings, and a shout out to them. They've been taking care of us, and I think it's somebody I'm excited to continue to work with, and build with them. But yeah, so Mikey, we're gonna put together a ice cream or sherbet related snack thing together.
Okay.
And he also works with Crosby Clockworks, and if you go to their spot, they have several of the clocks in the ice cream parlor. I think
That's
it's
wavy,
what
that's
you call it.
wavy.
I was gonna call it a restaurant, but
That's
I don't think
That's
ice
pretty
cream
cool.
falls into that.
Ice cream shop.
Man, you get
there
your
you
own
go.
signature ice cream, yo.
So yeah, I mean that would be ill too. That's like childhood.
Come
Those are
on,
like
man.
childhood like things. Like you chase the ice cream truck.
Yep.
I'm lactose intolerant, so it'll probably be like a sherbet or something, so I can enjoy it myself. But
Still cool though.
But yeah, I mean, so those are two things. We've been another one that's been in the talks for a while is with Classic Material, based out of Brooklyn.
Yo,
Through Carlos,
big fan of that shit.
I'm a huge fan. That's why they're here.
yeah, well,
Not only do me and him have an ill relationship from the first day I met him.
Carlos,
no, not that Carlos, not that.
No. And he's opened doors for us, in multiple different ways, and anything we've needed from him, he's lent a hand out. So that's been awesome, and so that's another collaboration that we just need to find the right material for.
Mhm.
I think I found it, and I'm just trying to get the OKs or decide if I want to get the OKs, or just do it.
Just do it. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big fan of fuck it, just do it. Right? How many times?
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah,
like,
I just don't
fuck
like
that.
I don't like being letters and stuff, or I
Yeah.
don't want. I'd rather do business the right way.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
But I
Like,
don't mean no. I don't mean cross anybody.
no, I
that
mean,
way.
well, like if you're gonna use somebody else's artwork or something, I'd rather
Right,
work
yeah,
with
yeah.
you and
Right,
give you your
absolutely.
just due, and
Absolutely.
but some people
Absolutely.
don't want to do that.
That's true.
It may not fit what they visioned for what it is, and that's fine. That's their art, so I can't say anything about that.
Yeah.
But so that's one, and then another one that we're working on is a brand called Tutorius. They're not necessarily based out of Brooklyn, but it's a big part of their aesthetic is Biggie,
Okay.
Tutorius, Notorious. So it's like
Notorious,
T-shirt. And they've worked with, or they're working directly with Baron Claiborne, who's a photographer that actually took the original Biggie with the crown photo.
Oh,
That's
okay.
actually right there. That's his.
Oh.
his
Oh, this is his
That's
yeah.
his photo?
He put that
Oh.
together. He was the one that put the
Biggie classic. Everybody knows this.
Yeah.
One.
that yeah. So
You don't know
he
that.
was the guy that put the crown on Big. He was the guy that
Word.
cocked it to the side. He was also the gentleman that put Big in the white suit and gave him the Frank White,
Frank White.
or gave that
Man.
well, he didn't give him. I don't know if he gave him the nickname, but he put him in the white suit, which led to that. The King of New
Cool-ass
York.
stories. You would
So,
not think about
I-
these
I-
stories. Like
I- I'm sitting there as I'm learning it, geeking out, like, what?
super.
You took pictures of who? And we could go through some of these pictures.
Right.
Like what?
Can I? And so to create something with somebody that has been around that history of working with people, directly with,
And giving you their
Big and
respect,
and
too.
and Pac and and wanting to work with
That's
us.
what's up, man.
And
Fire.
and it's not like I suck at schmoozing. So,
So
which
it's
is
like-
why which is why I'm not doing real estate currently.
You do have like a perfect poker face though. You ever play poker, my nigga? Like you might be able.
Yeah,
to...
because it looks like I'm in a horrible mood most of the time. That's just my face.
Niggas like nah.
But I started going to school by myself at 7. I had to put that face on.
Too funny.
Know?
That's what's up though, man. Nah, that's ill, man.
Not to cut you off.
Yeah, rock.
Those don't have any dates. Yet I have dates in mind and what they'll exactly be. Obviously I have that in mind, but it's not laid out. So you'll see.
Coming soon, though.
Yeah, you'll
Coming
see.
soon.
You'll see. And we just want to keep going from there. Not anybody. That sounds like we're like being a whore. I was gonna say anybody that's down to work is but if it's right, we down to work with you. You know what I mean?
It's really
Fits, right?
We down to work and create something cool and original and try to keep it to the streetwear roots and not sell it at Barney's.
Yeah.
Not telling.
word, man. It's true. Like that's where streetwear is going to, man. That's what kind of.
Which is dope though.
It's a dope graduation, but at the same time, for us, it's like
it's dope. It's like it's like It's like Drake for hip hop. You know what I
Calling
mean?
Drake to dope.
You know,
Drake.
you get your accolades and where it can be taken, and as a culture, it needs to grow, and it's gonna grow. And it started with like the Fresh Prince. You know, that nobody in hip hop wanted to see it go that route.
Right.
But at the same time, those are the elements of hip hop, and the Fresh Prince and Will Smith.
I was a big fan
and
of
Jazzy Jeff. They got to get they just do.
Absolutely.
But a lot of the hip hop,
Yeah, they hated it.
they were not with the
weren't
shit. But
they hated Will Smith for so many years.
But that's the first hip hop Grammy, and you got to remember that. Like, so that allowed it to open those doors because it was clean and this and that, and it wasn't so
It still
street.
has style though. It still
It's
has
still,
style.
hey,
It still has the sneakers,
it's
still
better
has
than
the
Vanilla
footwear.
Ice.
Word, man. I mean,
You know?
damn. That's when
So
we got
I talk, it needs that growth. So streetwear jumping into, high fashion and the bigger brands or the high fashion brands just, we have I've acquired several friends that are models since we've been, and we get to see what Fashion Week looks like, and it looks like 06 10 deep and Crooks and Castles and shit,
It's the
those
same
brands.
shit, just higher
It's just
fashion.
it just costs more.
Yeah.
It just costs a little more, and don't get it twisted. They do, they throw the materials in there to make it, bring it that next level.
Sometimes.
But sometimes they don't.
Sometimes. 'Cause
Sometimes that Gucci sweater is a fucking sweater.
Is it just
Literally
It's just a
sweater
crew
with-
neck,
yeah.
and then
Printed
and
with
then but they've earned it, they've earned that price point. But I think that real streetwear, like for example, and this is just my opinion, if streetwear is for everyday use. You go to work, you're in the park, you run around with your kids, you whatever you do, if you're sitting on a park bench in a $300 sweater, you should change what you do every day. Like you should rethink your life, because why you should be doing something better if you can afford that.
I agree with you on that.
There's also I can elaborate on that, but
He's like, I don't want to hurt any feelings out there.
no,
Like,
I
that's
just
cool.
think that, and it's not hating. It's just I think
definitely
that it gets watered
It's an
down.
opinion.
Real streetwear gets watered down.
Word up.
But it's also necessary. Like maybe a necessary evil. At the same time, some of it is super dope. Like Off-White's got some ill shit, and they got some corny shit. No offense.
Just like anywhere else.
I think that's everything in fashion.
that's everywhere,
There's
yeah,
always-
like-
people don't love everything, but
Versace got some weird shit, but they got some ill
Common
stuff too.
stuff, yeah.
They got some stuff that's like, how are you
But it's
supposed
good
to wear
because
that?
it speaks to different people, right? So what I might like, you might not think is
Right.
popping, and what you might think is popping, I might be
100%.
like, what are you thinking? So yeah.
Shit, I've caught myself out there. I mean, I've actually looked at pictures. I'm like, what the fuck was I wearing? I really wore that?
You look,
I've had turquoise skinny jeans,
what?
and I wore them a lot.
He said I wore them a lot. Was it with the gray Rockaway? No.
No.
No. Okay. Cool.
No, that Rockaway shirt by far was at least a 1X to 2X.
Oh,
and
we
I'm
talking
a,
about the
and
early
I'm,
2000s.
I'm a medium,
Yeah.
and I'm older.
The 2X.
Uh,
Yep. I
so
remember those days.
so yeah, that was
2X.
around
So
that
bad.
time frame. When
But
we didn't
had
have
fun
any
with
money.
it. Dipset, forever. They the ones that started that.
Yeah,
No, they
no, they didn't start it, but
started,
they
the ones that
they
pushed that culture
amplified
out
it.
there, for sure. For
yeah,
sure.
oversized things. But it's getting back there in a sense. A lot of oversized stuff, tops mainly, are starting to
That's
become
definitely
in.
where
But
it's
it's more of a it being slim and just
I was gonna
elongated.
say, yeah, because
It
That
can't
should
be
not be a
bulky.
thing.
No, it can't
wide
be.
and
Right.
big.
You're right.
That should
It's
never
more.
ever
It's
be
more.
a
It's
thing
more in
ever
length.
again in
It's
life.
more in length. Yeah. No, I don't know how it was doable.
Yeah.
right.
I don't know how that
Um,
was acceptable.
I put on a baggy pair of sweatpants the other day.
What's
uh,
baggy now? Because to me,
Well,
baggy
it wasn't baggy for the individual that wore them. It was just baggy for me.
Yeah.
I'm a small, and that person wasn't. So it was like an extra large sweat. It looked crazy.
Crazy.
I,
But
cou- I,
that's
wa-
just like
I couldn't
for-
imagine how like sneakers were worn.
Yo, bro, a
'Cause you
large
couldn't
is
see
big to
most
me
of
now.
them.
But that's just like for females, like
crazy.
Juicy Couture sweatsuits are now coming back in. Like that's the velour sweatsuits
Yeah.
are like
Yeah,
I
my
saw
man.
it on like Instagram one day.
Hey,
and I'm like, wait,
Carl
what?
Kanai is
that
in
like a
Urban Outfitters.
thing? Yeah, like
Carl
I'm like,
Kanai's in
what?
Urban Outfitters?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I also have my
Fubu's
opinion.
making a comeback. Which
Yes,
is crazy.
with-
Wait, Fubu, what?
Fubu's making a
Comeback,
comeback. Puma,
word.
Puma, they did it. I don't know the
Collab with
details, but
Puma.
they're working with Puma. Puma's pushing it out. I don't know if it's
Even the
if
big
it's
FB.
direct.
You remember the big FB?
Yeah,
shirts?
but
Yeah, they got the- they got
What do
the-
y'all
Back
think
out,
about that
though.
though?
I'm not a fan. I've never been
I
a
think-
fan of
I've never been
Fubu.
a fan.
I mean, I the only Fubu I had back in the day was the jerseys that they had. I had the Puerto Rico joint.
Yeah.
But I think it's for what the brand represents.
Nah,
I
it's
think
a
it's an
fan
ideal
culture.
time for them to
What is it? What's the thing?
for us
Shade
by
Force
us.
by us?
So I think
Yeah,
you know
for us, by
with
us,
what's
for sure.
going on right now in that realm of the culture.
Throwbacks. everything.
Bringing back the throwback stuff, just bringing
See, Felix,
those types of
that's super-
businesses back.
I think it's
Crazy.
gonna. I think we might be very surprised at what, especially
I
because
think-
of the
I mean,
collaborations
you're
that's
deep
happening.
into
I-
fashion too, because
I mean,
I think Fubu's gonna need to be done right.
Yeah.
I think Fubu's gonna need to be done right where
Yeah.
where more like Cross Colors and Carl Kanai could kind of just re-release some of their classic styles and it'll be received a little better. Fubu, I think, just needs to be presented properly.
Yeah.
Because they did have a lot of stuff, you know, like with the Fat Albert stuff and like the more
I thought that was
cartoony.
fire at that time.
Yeah, but
I actually like
if
it.
you throw that out on maybe a slim fit or more of how the style is now, it just has to be done right because that could
Right.
easily go
Iceberg.
left.
Right.
Yeah,
Iceberg never really changed what they did.
But they came back out,
Right.
which is
But Iceberg, they never they didn't make baggy stuff before. They
That's
just
true. Yeah,
it was
think
just
about it,
bought
it really did.
oversized.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true.
they
That's
were a
true.
high end brand from the start.
Yep.
I don't even know that.
That well
Nah.
you hear
Yeah, this is a
if you
new
listen
guy.
if you listen to like old Jay
If it's-
Jay bigs them up a lot.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, if it's a New York thing,
It's
then
definitely a New York.
I wouldn't know
like,
anything about it.
Well, it is I guess.
I
guess
guess.
it's
I mean,
New
I don't
York.
know. I
That's just like Pele. But Pele.
No,
Yeah,
Pele
yeah,
is
yeah.
super
Pele's
New York.
definitely-
That's just
Yeah,
uptown.
that's like a,
That's
I was
uptown.
like
eight
a-
ball.
I didn't know
but,
about that till
Eight
like
ball jackets.
came
No,
there.
but-
it's New York shit.
But they're I don't know if they're it's a European company. Iceberg
yeah,
is
yeah.
I think
Okay.
out of London.
I had a
I
homie
could
back
be
in high
wrong.
school that actually modeled
could be
for him.
wrong.
She's fucking crazy.
That's dope.
Word.
That's dope.
lots to look forward to.
But yeah, streetwear. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. There's a lot of culture vulturing, in my opinion.
Culture vulture.
I mean that's what these big companies do, and this might shoot myself in the foot, but fuck them. Like
Yo, we here for the
they
rawness, man.
culture vulture. They hire us. They hire the youth. They hire the people that are in
You
the
start
mix
killing it.
and they blow up. I mean, a prime example of it is hiring Kanye. For Adidas allowing him to have his creative control and let him do what Nike wouldn't do. But look at what Nike did with him, which is why he went on them tirades and spoke his mind. They tried to
Try to sign him.
culture vulture it.
Yeah.
They
sign
tried
him.
to, boom, we'll let you create this, that, but we want to
We're
take
not gonna
credit
give you
for
too
it.
much,
Right.
yep.
And
Same thing
and
with Jordan.
that's what happened. I mean, Jordan Brand does it as well. It's part of the game where you put influential individuals in your, it's part of it. But at the same time, it's a good opportunity for the culture to actually shine.
Right.
From a bottom, from coming up from it.
Literally.
But yeah, there's a lot of culture vulturing going on. It's just
came
what
up
it
with
was.
that
What
term?
it is.
Culture
I don't know.
vulture?
I heard it with the whole Drake thing.
The whole Drake thing. Yeah.
Did I
yeah.
did I
That's the first
did I
time
say
heard
that
it.
already
Yeah.
about Drake?
No. no.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
no,
That's where I've heard it though. It's been
They
big.
stealing like from African culture. I'm African, so for
It's-
me,
it's-
like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I thought he was stealing from like the whole
Like
Toronto
Caribbean-
scene.
No,
It
Caribbean,
was a lot.
African, all of that.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
saying-
so for example, with the Caribbean thing, like I don't know what album it was. What was it? It was it Views, where like the whole thing was like almost a soca album. Was it Views?
And I think like Sean, God, what's his name? Sean Paul.
Sean
I
Paul
think came after
maybe
him and
said
like,
something.
he- some
Well,
of his
I
albums.
Sean Paul been out forever.
from my
Nah,
knowledge,
he's a big deal in his area.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
no,
Sean
he's
Paul
a
is
legend.
fucking
Like,
legend.
listen to him.
He's a stamp
But,
on this
um,
shit. Like,
but from what I know, and I've never been to Toronto or Canada. I don't know if they'll let me go. But from what I have heard, there is a big like Caribbean culture in Toronto.
Oh yeah, because the carnival and
So
stuff
that
like
that is where he takes it from. I'm guessing. I'm not
I mean,
there to talk to
everybody
anybody.
borrows and steals a little bit.
But to do a whole
So,
album like that, that's a
I mean, it's all
bit of a
good.
stretch.
Too much.
But it's business. It's business,
Yeah, like,
but I understand where they're saying culture vulturing. It's an open term at the same time. You do what you like when you're in that position. You
Right.
make the music you like. If you enjoy that music, cool. If you like to sing, and you can't sing, and there's
Word.
technology that allows you to do it, Drake. Boom.
So wait, I just last question. I kind of want to wrap it up with you because I know you got to get back to your business and shit. But where do you see Sneakez in the next 2 to 5? Like, do you want to own a few more shops? Do you see yourself? Or is it something that you just like? You know what?
I mean, opening up and expanding is always cool. I think if we do that, I'd be very selective. I don't think another New York City location would be in the works. Because no, it's and not to like put your chest out there like that, but like
put your chest out, man. This is what the platform.
But
is
it'd
for.
be
Fuck
like
that.
there's online sales. There's online sales which and if you want to come see us and you live in Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, come to the city. Come check us. You're not far away. You know what I mean? You could take a cab or whatever, train, however you want to get there. It's tangible. It's easy to get there. Whereas, picking select spots throughout the country and maybe out of the country would be more ideal.
What's a state that you're kind of like?
I would if it worked. It would have to work. If I was gonna do another one in New York, I think Long Island would be.
Really?
We have roots there, but outside of New York, I would like to be able to make something work in California.
I was thinking the same thing.
I don't know where exactly. It's big over there.
Big.
Colorado would be another one.
You've been?
Why Colorado?
That opens up other opportunities.
Okay.
For business.
Okay.
Which if I was to do that move, that's something that we would do. We would want to make it a true lifestyle shop, and open it up to potential dispensary situations and make it a real lifestyle shop. Like everything that pertains, it's our lifestyle. Which is the only factor that you kind of don't get here.
Colorado, how way
I like that.
But at the same time, you play to their culture. You know what I mean? You get items and garments that fit Colorado. It's colder there, so you put shit like that. You get more boots or whatever the case may be. And California would definitely be. I think that as of right now, the only 2 other locations that I would choose, and then everything else would be outside of the country.
So that's what you see Sneakez in the 2.
Yeah, I think Amsterdam would be another choice.
Now we talking global.
Well, Amsterdam has a large streetwear culture and following.
General,
there's a lot of Paris is just fashion, more fashion.
Right.
I don't know if I would go to Paris or Italy.
That's like high end, right?
It's more right. That's where you get your
High-end,
Louis Vuitton, your Gucci, your this, those brands. They have a large streetwear culture, but like the higher end brands in those is like
they kind of
their
take
regular
over.
shit.
Yeah.
But London would be another one.
Okay.
And Japan, of course. Japan streetwear, streetwear, hip hop. Japan is
if you even got a quarter of that
and Germany as well. I think I want to say Berlin. There might be maybe and sorry for my geology teacher. Copenhagen's in that general facility. I don't know if it's in Germany or not. Maybe that's not our next location.
You're better than I because I didn't even know what that you just said was. But that's cool.
It's I mean it's in that realm.
Yeah.
It's in that general section
of the map.
But they do have a large streetwear culture. I know Germany does have a big one. So yeah, I mean, I would want it to be very selective on where we put ourselves.
Definitely.
And just make it work and just it'd be cool.
Word.
But we're gonna make it work here first.
Absolutely, absolutely. 23 Avenue B, Sneakez shop. This shit is fire.
Yeah, man.
Dope hip hop stuff.
If
any parting words for like, I kind of want you to parting words for entrepreneurs or any dreamers out there, put themselves out there. Something that you would say to your homie, like, yo.
My best advice is to don't do what feels like, do what feels natural, but don't do what feels natural. Feels natural in a way is like, what I mean is push yourself. Jump outside the little cubicle that you put your life is normally in. Don't be somebody else, but just learn on what you do. Learn who you are so that you can present that person that your mom knows to everybody. Whether you're an asshole or you're not, be that asshole. but be professional about it. And then if
A professional
there's
asshole.
plenty of professional assholes.
Did everybody
Most
get
of them
that?
are called
Okay.
brokers.
Oh man, that was a good one.
Wow.
That's a good shot. But no,
Shot.
he might be right because I do know when to choose my
I was one.
personalness. So he's right. No, he's right. Fuck it. I'll take it.
Oh my
You have to
gosh.
throw shots at the individuals.
That was
But just do it. Whatever you wanted to do, just do it. Cause I don't have any specific
no
talent.
tactics. There's
You
no
know what I mean? Like
tactics,
I'm not specifically good at any one thing. I just wanted to do something so bad that we're doing it, and I don't even know how the fuck I'm doing it. We're just doing it. We probably shouldn't be doing it. But as long as as long as my families and my responsibilities are intact for the most part,
right.
that's all that really matters. And you
That's
just
the
do it.
why. And that's the why at the end of the day. You know what I mean? The
Just
family
do it.
and
I think-
everything. Obsession, guys. Yo, my guy, I appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you taking your time. And
Appreciate it.
yo, y'all got it here, man. J-Team Brand Podcast. Look us up. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Word.
And yo, give all your handles.
Everything is the same thing, which is cool. Our Instagram is the best thing for us. It's Sneak Easy Shop. It's easy, not spelt out, just the letters easy. And
yeah, and check them out.
And
man.
that's everything,
They got
man.
some fire
Shoes are
stuff.
dope.
bro.
I don't even wear
is
sneakers,
dope.
but I'm like,
yo,
what can I
culture is
get?
dope. Hip hop dope. Let's go, man. Appreciate
Peace.
y'all. Keep listening.
It's easy to think you famous, it's harder to work for greatness. These kids nowadays give prevalence to the latest. So if the party started 8ish, I'm coming like next Tuesdays. They like when your life's debated, they love when your life's degraded, they hate when your life's upgraded. See Harry post when debated, they see you, we're insane.